Right now, millions of Ukrainians celebrate victory in the battle for Kherson. People of Kherson meet Ukrainian soldiers, understanding that they are finally free. They are bringing back their flags. Ukrainian companies are returning back as well. In other words, that is a big victory for the whole Ukraine. At the same time, Russian troops are retrieving from Kherson by foot, saving their lives in any possible way, leaving lots of military equipment such as tanks, vehicles, weapons, ammo, and even helicopters behind. Whose fault is it? Why did Russia lose the battle for Kherson, and how Ukraine liberated the biggest occupied city since the 24th of February in 3 days? We found 4 reasons that led to Ukrainian victory and Russian loss. 1. Different ways to command the army. Russia took the military doctrine and strategy of Soviet Union, which requires the generals to give commands for almost every move of officers. That makes the army very straightforward and not flexible at all. At the same time, Ukrainian officers can decide on whether to do something or not on their own, without agreement of their generals. As mentioned, such technique makes the army much more flexible. Second reason is different tactics. Russia mostly uses tanks and artillery and attacks the whole front at the same time. If your opponent is weaker than you, that's a great tactic to capture everything really fast. But unfortunately for Russians, Ukrainians are able to defend themselves. Ukrainians are using tanks and artillery as well, but despite that they also use Western equipment such as HIMARS and other rocket systems to destroy Russian supply lines. They are using plenty of drones to know where their enemies are. Finally, Ukrainians concentrate on one part of the front line at a time. For example, the firstly pushed away Russians from Kyiv, then from Kharkiv, and now they captured back Kherson. Third reason is different army motivation and power. Russian army right now sends lots of mobilized people without experience on the front lines. They demoralized because Bo-1 is training them. Their weapons are old and sometimes are not working. Ukrainian army consists of well-trained people, and lots of troops train out of Ukraine in such NATO countries as Poland or Great Britain. Ukrainian supply lines and the quality of weapons is much better. Moreover, it obtains lots of help from other countries.
Ой, блядь.
Сюда иди, бля! А мене! Я руку підняв! Я підняв руку до мене! До мене!
Давай, 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 гусь
До
ябаний.
мене, я сказав! Сюда, сюда, правильно! Сюда иди, сюда, бля! Да сюда иди, кажу!
Final reason. Russian troops were trapped in Kherson and were not able to get more military equipment. All Russian supply lines were destroyed by Ukrainian rocket systems and HIMARS. In fact, if Russians didn't retreat, they risked losing lots of soldiers who would be captured. All in all, there are several reasons which led to Ukrainian victory in the battle for Kherson. Even though this is a very important victory for Ukraine, the war is still going and there are still lots of cities and villages captured by Russia.